Yo, what's going on, people? Going for a little walk right now. It's about 2:18 right now, 2:18 p.m. And this is my only day off. I'm going to keep it like that for really as long as it's available. Did a little shopping today. Every once a week, I'm going to start just building up a little bit of a wardrobe. Nothing crazy, nothing like designer clothing. I don't do a lot of that shit, but picked up some new shoes today. I'm not that type of dude that will have like a whole collection of shoes. I just feel like you just need one good pair that lasts long, where it's not holes in the bottom after like 3 months. But today in this walking video, I want to talk about something, because I don't want to speak too soon, but things are looking really good for me right now with this job. Me and this driver were talking yesterday. So the driver was from, I don't really want to tell you where I work at exactly. All I'll say is the driver was from a city in Florida that's not too far from Palm Beach. And actually right now I am in, I'm back in, Daytona right now, because I was just doing some shit yesterday. You know, I know how I get down, and I gotta drive back to, where my job is, because I work there during the week. But I'm bringing in a little over $11,000. Excuse me, $1,100 tomorrow. Well, Friday, and it is going into my bank account, because they they don't do the checks after the second cycle. I believe it's really, I was told it was 4 cycles, but somebody told me that the second check should go with my direct deposit, and that's good. And I am going to exceed over that amount every week, because of the overtime, the hard work and dedication I put into the job. See, I'm so good at what I do. I'm so dedicated. Now, I was a little late yesterday, because my partner that I work with, he sort of went without me yesterday. I was supposed to work with him yesterday, but I came late, so he picked somebody else. But I'm so hard working and dedicating that, 1 second. Yeah, somebody talking. So I'm so hard working and dedicated. They gave me, they let me get first pick. Just how they picked the first, the best player in a draft is first pick. And I'm not trying to compare this to no slave auction, but they have all of us. It's a lot of Haitians and Africans that work at my job, but they have all of us under a tent, a little bit like an auction, and they pick the first person they feel is best for the job, and that's always me. So I could come 10 minutes late and they'll still pick me first. And everybody that's not, it's great. They'll either stay at the base until somebody taps out, or they just back up. And I'm there to work hard. Now, they don't know my story. They know how I came down here. But they always say this is a hard worker. This is a dedicated young man. Well, man, I'm not young like that. But I'm trying to get to the point of the video. I'm just going to be making money every week for as long as I can. Because they do, you hear rumors that the company may lose the contract because of all the violations they're doing. I'm just going to hope that they stay there, they stay open for a year. Because after taxes, I always bring over $1,000. And I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to spend it reckless. I just got clothes. That's really all I really do. I did was just the clothes. But I want to tell y'all something about myself that I never revealed on this channel. Almost 10 years ago, around September, it's not 10 years precisely, but almost 10 years ago, I really attempted to end my life, because I don't really want to really go into detail about why, because it's a little hard to talk about. But I legitimately tried to end my life almost 10 years ago at the age of 19. And I'll tell you the story. And first, let me tell you this right now. If you feel that kind of way, I'm not going to give you the whole rundown of it's not worth it, life gets better. Because because let me just tell you this. I'm a fighter. I keep fighting no matter how hard things get. So you guys watch this channel, you know how bad I was doing when I worked at the jobs I had, barely getting by. I just pray, I always tell myself 5 years from now, I'm going to laugh about this. And I'm hoping that that's going to be a reality. But I never like to speak too soon, because life is it's good some days and it's bad the others. So every day isn't going to be a good day. But things are looking good for me financially, finally. But 10 years ago, I wanted to end my life. And I felt like I had no value of really living for a lot of reasons. So I want to tell you how it started. Let's just say I was invited to a party. And I probably did. So I was 19 and this girl was like 17. I don't know if maybe I liked her or not. I don't really know. But I just know I wanted to have somebody to talk to, someone to hang out with. She saw me. I told her how I was doing stand-up comedy, and that was what I wanted to do for a living. I wanted to make that my career, because I forgot how we met, but you guys know I used to drink back then. I saw her with shades on, and I didn't know what she looked like without shades on. I saw her on South Street. As I walked her to somewhere, I forgot where it was, but she needed help finding somewhere, and I knew downtown pretty good. So I walked her, never really got her name, but she saw me again, but this time I was drunk. I was drinking, because this girl that I liked at this club I was performing in on South Street, she purchased me a drink, not knowing I was underage. And she wound up just bailing on me because she found out how young I was. But I was talking to the other girl who I saw last week. I didn't even know that was her, because I didn't know what she looked like with her shades off. But I got her phone number. Her friend that was with her, she was a little darker. She was like dark skinned. She was using my money. I was so drunk. I was like buying both of them. I was offering to buy both of them like food, but the girl didn't. The girl that had the shades on, she didn't want me to. She didn't want to use my money, obviously, because she knew I was drunk. But the dark skinned girl, she was like sure, go ahead, use his money. So anyway, we exchanged contacts, and then eventually later on, she invited me to I think it was a party, her birthday. She was 2 years younger than me. She was 2 years younger than me. And I wasn't trying to get with her or anything, but I just wanted somebody to talk to. Long story short, I never made it there. I never made it to the party. And I was real pissed off, because I wasn't drunk, I wasn't high. I just could not find that location. And as crazy as this sounds, I was real sad about not finding the address, because I felt like at the time, I'm gonna sit down. I felt like at the time that happened for a reason. Like I just wasn't meant to hang out with her. And I felt real just sad, lonely. it's some stuff I don't really want to talk about. It's a little awkward, but anyway, one day I just had enough. I just said that, I wanted to end my life because I just felt like I had no value. I could barely keep down jobs at the time. I was obsessed with losing my virginity. I felt like I was just a failure in everything. Like I wasn't, I was socially inept. People wouldn't really like me genuinely. And I just felt like my life was always hard. I should just end my life. So one day, and this is so crazy, I thought that I would overdose on opioids that I had in my cabinet that was 2 years old. It was for when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. They had prescribed them to me, and they probably were no good. And it just sat in the cabinet for literally 2 years. But I was telling myself I should just drink a bunch of this and just die. And I remember I walked to, I believe it was Penn's Landing. It wasn't Pier 70. It was Penn's Landing, not too far from Pier 70. But I walked to Penn's Landing, and I was literally on the edge of where a waterfront was. And I just kept telling myself I should just jump off. I should just end it all. I remember I was drinking the liquid opioid, and I was telling myself, just jump off and just end everything. I remember I started crying. I just said, I'm done. Eventually, and this also was the fact I had no money, and this is why a lot of people in their life, they're not happy with their finances. They're not happy with just the state of their life. So, I just thought it would be a better idea to end my life. But something just told me, I honestly, I was just a little too scared of feeling the pain of drowning, because I wanted to just drown, wanted to just jump in near the waterfront. But I wound up coming to my senses. I walked. I had my work clothes on, and I just walked. I don't know if I walked home. I believe I caught the train. But I remember I was sending my mother text messages, because believe it or not, I gave her my last $5 that I had, and she used to ask me for money back then. But I remember I walked home, or maybe I caught the train. Didn't have a car at the time. But I got home, and I know the first thing happened. My brother was just looking at me what the fuck is going on with you? And why are you doing this? Because I was sending my mother text messages saying I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And eventually, we all just had to talk. We all had to sit down. And I told them what was going on. Not precisely, not exactly who was the trigger for this to happen, what triggered me to do this, but we just had to talk. I remember it was me, my aunt, and my mother. We all just sat down and we talked, and I just told them how I felt, what I was about to do. And I remember specifically, she was telling me about Fantasia, how she was trying to do the same thing I did. And she was telling me how, things get better. You got to give things time. And I want to just tell you this. Like I said, I didn't do what I did. I was about to either jump off I was going to try to drown myself, or I was going to just hoping to just die from drugs. But, that didn't happen, thank God. And honestly, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you feel that kind of way, I'm not going to say things get better, because obviously they're not better if you're broke or you're not really where you want to be in life, you're not going to see it that way. So what I can really tell you, and this is not any bullshit, you got to learn from the mistakes that you made that got you where you are. If you made this mistake the first time, try to tell somebody that, get some help from somebody, and don't do it again. But the mistakes that you made before and you're doing them again, you can't do them anymore, because you're just going to end up in the same predicament once again. But life, it just has its ups and downs. I don't know where I'm going to be 10, 20 years from now. I don't know if I'm going to have 2 legs, 2 arms. I don't know if I'm going to be working a job, have a good job. I don't know where I'm going to be. But life just makes me want to live, just to see what will my future bring. So when you watch this channel, all the tough, scenarios I've been in, I don't tap out, because I just see the future as just something to look forward to. But yeah, I tried to drown myself or die from drugs over the fact that I felt that I wasn't meant to have friends or be liked by anybody. And today, that means nothing to me. As an adult, you don't care about being popular, having friends, being around a bunch of people. It means nothing. Me and my brother, we text from now and then, from once in a while. But what me and my brother had, like, friendship wise as kids, I would probably never obtain that from anybody else. It's very few people in my life. I got family, significant other, but I don't look for approval from anybody. I don't look for acceptance. I don't give a damn what people think of me. If you could tell, I'm very transparent on this channel, because I don't care what people think. I don't care what you perceive of me, because if you're not paying my bills, you're not putting food in my stomach, you're not doing any of those things, I don't care what you perceive of me. The only persons whose opinion matter, the people who benefit me in my life and myself. That's it. But I'm just so glad I didn't do what I did. I'm glad that I managed to just come to my senses, because that would have been bad to just end it all at 19 and you don't have nothing to show that you were here on this earth. All I had was 2, 3, maybe 4 jobs I worked. All of them were disasters. But that's just nothing to show that you were here. I don't really want to speak too soon, but I got a lot of plans for next year with this job. And just imagine if I were to end my life. If I end my life almost 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to be talking right now telling you that life has its ups and downs. I don't want to tell you that things get better when they're not looking good for you, because that's just false hope. You got to give yourself time to learn from your mistakes and grow. But nobody hears somebody that just ends their life. They hear the person that fought through the hardships and they got through everything and they're standing strong today. There's only one person that I admire that committed suicide, and this is what I'm going to talk about in a second. One person, and it's a rapper named Capital Steez. Now, I don't want to go into the debate of, was he killed by the Illuminati? Was he a sacrifice? I don't want to go into that, but it is determined that he died from blunt force trauma. Well, He died from jumping off of Cinematic Studios record recording building. He died from that on the 21st of 2012. I believe it was the 21st or the 23rd. If you add all those numbers up, I believe if you add up 23, 12, and 12, so 12, 12, 24, and all right, so 12, so December 2012, December 12th, December 23rd of 2012, they add up to the number 47. And he had an obsession with 47. He smoked a strand of marijuana called AK-47. And his AK-47 stands for Americans Corruption. That's a mixtape. One of my favorite mixtapes, hands down. The Reloaded edition, one of my favorite mixtapes, hands down. I know just about all of his music because I listened to him after I tried to commit suicide. I listened to all his music. I downloaded it all on my phone. I know everything about this man, everything about him. I know that his father died of a drug overdose when he was 3. I know he has 2 sisters. I know he's of Jamaican descent. I know that he started rapping originally in the 3rd grade when he had a little rap group with like a few of his friends. I believe it was called the Saturday Morning something. But his most well-known rap group before Pro Era was the Third Con with Jack the Rhymer. And I know every song on the yellow tape. I know every song on the Americans Corruption. All of his mixtapes I listen to. I binge listen to them. And I was so perplexed by why he took his life when he had all this talent, because they weren't giving him attention. The record label, Cinematic Music Group, wasn't giving him attention. They were only giving Joey Badass attention because Joey Badass was what they wanted to promote from the label, while Steez was talking about more topics of substance. And what didn't help his career was he had a 47 logo on his Americans Corruption mixtape that resembled a swastika. And just knowing the record business, the music industry, and who runs it, they're not going to really want you to put like a swastika on anything that relates to Jewish people or the Holocaust. They don't want something like that on their label. They're not going to embrace something like that. And he actually went to he was looking at a charge. He was looking at going to jail for that logo. That's why they say he probably wanted to commit suicide. But his music really saved my life, because when I listened to him, it just gave me a newfound meaning of life. His spirit just really touched me. Like I said, I started dressing like him a little bit. At the time, because I know he was a sneakerhead, and I was a little obsessed with sneakers when I started listening to him. Now, I didn't have sneakers like he did, because I wasn't going to spend hundreds of dollars on Nikes and Jordans, but his energy really, really touched me. All his music, let me tell you every song I know about him and what it means to me. Like the first song is the Capital Steez intro. That's an MF Doom beat that he uses. He uses a lot of MF Doom in his rap, like instrumentals. And where it brings me at, see, I worked a job at Cracker Barrel when a few months after my attempt of ending my life, I found a job at Cracker Barrel out in like like Chester County, PA. I worked in Downingtown, and at the time, I just listened to him on the way to work, listened to him on the way back from work, because I had to catch the train out there. And you know, his music just meant a lot to me. Just the sound, just his voice. Like Cab Fare, just the instrumental, and I always wait for his verse to come on. I mean, I like Chuck Strangers on that song, but just his lyrics, his distinctive voice, just really made me appreciate life more. But I know that whole mixtape, and then like a year later, when I learned that it was a reloaded edition with 5 additional songs to it, it had like 20 tracks. I began to my favorite song on the reloaded edition is Black Petunia, because Jack the Rhymer is on that song. Black Petunia, and the evil EVOL of love, the evolve of love, but he says the evil of love, because if you know what evolve spells backwards, that's love, LOVE, EVOL. But his music just makes you really think. It makes you, and they're not going to promote somebody like that, someone that just thinks deep on shit, somebody that puts their effort into making a song that's not just a club banger or something to dance to. They're not going to promote music like that. Now, I don't really support him smoking weed, because I know he did a lot of drugs when he was on tour. He smoked 4 to 7 times a day. I don't really promote that, but he is the reason why I'm still here, because I didn't consider suicide anymore after I listened to his music. When I listened to his music, I just told myself, now things got hard over the past 10 years from now. Things have always been a little tough for me, but I never considered going out that way after listening to his music.